All right, I think we're live. Let's see. We're going to grab these dolls real quick as we get going here on this live stream. I always like checking for gifts, so we'll check that first. Obviously, we're going to grab the portal charges and dolls, but we'll also grab the free boxes after. So let's make sure our game loads so we get that first reward. There we go. Close that, and we're going to open this one and make sure we get our second reward. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and hop onto here to grab our live stream link. We'll grab that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Always appreciated. Love seeing that there. Afternoon to you, Prax. Nice having you here on this live stream. It is a Sunday, I'd say afternoon, morning, So absolutely nice to have you here. Wally, nice to have you here as well. So we're going to post this live stream link into our Discord so people are aware that we are live if they want to join, if they so desire. So there we go. We have that in the chat now. And don't forget, for Sundays, which is today, right, and next weekend as well, we will have our winners chosen from the contest entries here. So my list is updated. So just a heads up, that is how we determine who will be the winners for our live stream. So, all right, that's pretty straightforward. We're going to go ahead and hop over to our account here. And now we're going to go ahead and spend some energy on Nebula. Try to grab a couple more evening curfews. Always one of my go-tos right now, it seems. And that has gotten us up to 160 of those fragments. So that is a good start for sure. Gujo, hey, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Always nice having everyone here. Francis Egan, great to have you here as well. So I got to claim some of these rewards. And we got to use some of our portal charges before we're able to acquire those new ones we have sitting there. So let's take a look what's available. We got 2 out of 3. So we'll join this one. I'm not really sure why this person stopped halfway through. Oh, it looks like they're still going. That's why. Okay, so we'll go ahead and join this one real quickly, and we'll make sure we can hopefully quickly and, well, not stealthily, I guess, but quickly defeat this Orion boss and move on. So a lot to be seen here. So hey, unknown artist, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Always nice to have you here. Wally's just trying to work on my baby free-to-play account since the entry events are about to be over. Yes, always try to take advantage of those. I probably should in the future talk about that a little bit more. But yes, I do think the intro events are often not taken advantage of by newer players, which understandably so, because it's hard to know, like, oh, that's a good event. And plus, when you're first starting out the game, you don't really have a good sense of how much you like it or you don't like it. And this game can get pretty addicting pretty quickly. So absolutely good to take advantage of those, especially when you get those free rewards, free heroes. Anytime you can get extra soul stones is a plus, in my opinion. So here we go. We are moving right through this adventure here. Looks like Taser did a good job getting through all the outside opponents. So now that I'm here, I'm hoping we can get through this adventure pretty quickly. I was kind of concerned initially when I saw that there were 6 moves left that we might have to wait a little while, but this will allow me to use all of my portal charges and replenish with the 3 that I have in my mail. And that should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. So that is always a bonus. Have any of you guys, and also I'm curious, because I know we have this new ERE Light Titan. Have any of you guys tested her at all yet? I have not, so that's why I'm a little bit curious. I do think I have some thoughts on the new Titans, which I'll be sharing with y'all, hopefully in video form. But yeah, and obviously we have Spooky Festival coming up next week, and I love that event. That's probably, in my opinion, so far, in the way that Hero Wars has done the events, it's my second favorite event. I enjoy it more than I like that one more than I like Summer Festival, really because I just think that the spooky theme is cooler. I think they do a really good job when they have the mini games. I think those are super fun. I really enjoy, like, I don't know, the darker aesthetic that Hero Wars creates. It just seems a little bit more refined and finished. Summer Festival is all right, but I have a odd liking of Halloween and Spooky Fest. It's like really one of my favorite events, so I can't complain. I really like that one. So here we go. We're getting right to the end of this adventure, which is nice. I really enjoy. In case you haven't noticed, I use the skip battle feature a lot. I highly recommend this for players who know that their team or have a high likely that their team will succeed. A lot of people auto these matches anyway. So what a skip battle does, if you're not aware, right, or if you're watching this replay and you're like, what is he doing? Why is he skipping? Really, it auto battles the entire matchup for you. Um, so that makes things a little easier on you. So basically, it's an auto matchup, right? Just like your skills would normally go off, but it does it for you in a quicker, condensed speed because a lot of these are algorithm based, right? So these matchups, even though yes, you're trying to improve your odds every way you can. And usually the best way to do that is simply by playing yourself, right? And timing it up for when you need your skills to go off. But once in a while, you don't really want to do that. It just takes a little bit more time than you like. And you think you can win. So I think those are the biggest reasons you would try to avoid potentially using that kind of a strategy. So we're going to go with this kind of a team here. It's very similar to the one that often beats or does well, I guess, not beats, but one of the better lineups I've seen when fighting Osh. It applies here with Orion as well, mainly because Isaac is just so good, and he can tank, right? Especially against a magic attacker if it's a singular hero. So easy win for us there. You'll love to see it. So there we go. We can just claim these boxes here. Looks like we got something in the chat on our game here. Hello, boys. Howdy. So there we go. We have luckily completed this adventure. And I'm gonna just claim this. Oh, we'll claim that as well. But I really wanted to claim this because I want the Iari Soul Stones. That's really what we're going for. That's the whole reason we're here. Absolutely. Yeah, the entry events in Hero Wars are decent in investing into if you are able to, and make Arachne your ace hero. Yeah. So I really like that about Arachne. Arachne is, I think, one of the underrated heroes. Um, a lot of people play her often, which I understand, especially early on in game. She's one of the best heroes, one of the easiest ones to get to absolute if you do constantly play, right? Because your energy replenishes and you are able to take advantage of the event where you get basically like one soul stone or something for every single adventure you do or something like that. So I was doing the lowest energy costing events because I wanted to simply just farm as many of those soul stones as possible because the higher on in the adventure, or not adventure, the quest that you go, the more adventure you expend, and you get the same number of Arachne soul stones. So I decided that when I was doing it, and I don't know if it's still this way, to simply do the lowest um, costing energy of quests as many times as I could to get as many soul stones of her as possible. It was a little bit boring, I will say, but honestly, it was so worth it. I got her to absolute, and I started unlocking Jet right away. So that was like a speed way to get Jet like unlocked or available. Granted, once you're done with everything, right? When I say everything with the event, you really don't have a great way of acquiring any additional Arachne Soul Stones quickly, so that can make things a little frustrating. But I don't know, it's a quicker way to unlock him for sure. So, all right, we got up to a charged item level 30. I think 50 is where we're going with these guys. So, three more to go, and then I'm going to be focusing on Axel, who really is my primary pet now in most matchups that are not boss related. Albus is really my boss slayer. He's kind of like Juju is amazing against any boss types. Really has a great survival rate. So yeah, just throwing out some extra notes there as well. Gujo, I love the ghost emojis. Yeah, love that. That's awesome. Francis have been doing max testing, and 4 plus 1 seems to beat. the 3+2 light or dark most times. Interesting. Francis says, will be interesting to see what happens when we get 4 light or 4 dark. Absolutely. I'm excited to see what happens there as well. Um, More on the hero slots. Yep, Arachne is able to obtain if you have silver trophies. Yes, that makes sense. I remember that now a little bit, but before she was available in the shop, though, it was very difficult to acquire her. And granted, right, when you're first starting out in the game, you might not necessarily be in a guild that is able to get those silver trophies, which can make it a little difficult in the beginning, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like it's impossible, but it can be a little bit difficult. So here I have these Guild War trophies. We're going to trade them all in for Titan Skin Stones because obviously that's one of the tasks related to this event to acquire more Soul Stones, or at least a chance at more Soul Stones with the chests um, for our new Titan, right? I believe it's Ilana. Is that right? Ilana? Let's see. It is Iari. I'm sorry. Iari. So now we got Iari up to 2 stars, which is great. I really like to try to get them as close to 4 as possible. Obviously, we couldn't do that with Amon. But that's okay. You know what? It's hard to be serious when you have this many back-to-back. I would call them semi-major events, right? New content in every single one. And we've got Halloween Spooky Fest, which I really enjoy, coming up next. That's really kind of my event that I've been waiting for. So, um, you can't always be as involved as you'd like, but it is what it is. So there we go. We grabbed some more soul stones. We got some more from energy. Outlands, we might as well do that, right? We'll get a couple more soul stones and we maybe get a couple more dolls as well. Make sure you guys are getting all your dolls, right? So obviously there's those 10 free ones off of the Facebook or web page, right? So there's always those rewards. Make sure to grab those if you haven't, especially on your main accounts. On your alts, do what you want. But on your mains, make sure you grab those as well. Upgrading skins, right? And upgrading levels. So now we're going to try to upgrade our Iari a little bit more level-wise. And to do that, we will need to trade in some of our Titan spheres. So that's the plan here. Before she wasn't there at all. You have to use 50 or the 100 soulstone chests. Yeah, she was not available prior to um, the insertion of her into the silver trophy reward area. Yeah, she was not available. That's true. Amon drop rate was significantly low. Yeah, I guess that's true too. It did seem like he did not drop as much as you would hope from those. I guess it's like eggs, but I'm not really sure if we call them that. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Those. Yeah, I guess it is the dolls, the Amon dolls, right? So here we go. We're gonna level up our Iari a little bit. Not enough to get to level 81, which is what we really need. So we'll try to hope that we can squeeze a little bit more out of these next 10. Granted, the dolls will, I think, also help us hit that mark if we're a little short. So I think we will be short, but let's take a look here. Level 76, we got her to level 77. Boom. And we got some skins, probably 15 might be the max. So, nope, 14. All right, that's okay. Upgrading artifacts. Can't do that, but we can awaken this, and we can awaken this. So I like to awaken everything at least to level 1 if I can. Why? That's just because that's my preference. Um, no real strategic reason there, honestly. Because if you really want to do it, you'd probably just save them for your super titans, and you wouldn't worry about these titans at this time. But I don't think that makes. I don't know. It just seems like a long wait. So we'll just go ahead and some of those. Season of Nature. I actually have not played this event much at all. I really don't like this event. For me personally, it makes no sense for me to play it. Main reason being, I don't need really anything here. I just don't. Like, none of these are for the new light or dark titans. So yeah, it just doesn't do a whole lot for me. This is not the totem, right? The totem is only for fire, water, or earth titans. So this event's not really created for someone like me. Thus, I don't really play it. I'll acquire my free items and move on. But that's just kind of where I'm sitting right now with my game development right now. So level up any Titan artifact twice. really forces me to look at who we have here. Let's see. I guess we'll level up ERE twice here using this one. So there we go. We got ERE powered up twice. Level up any artifact. Done. Doing the gold. Let's do the gold. The dolls, yes, the dolls. Gujo says, I sleep on that Arachne one in the beginning because big noob, and also I think Arachne event happened every 75 years. Never saw one expecting it to be like that. Yeah, no, I will say, yeah, no, it catches a lot of people off guard because most people are not expecting that kind of event. It's really tough from the standpoint of like they don't tell you, but I guess that's how they run things, you know. And plus, the event ends really quick. It's a beginner intro event that ends in like 48 hours as soon as you start playing. So like when you play, like when you start playing, you need to be able to expend all that energy. And if you're going to expend the energy without spending any money, being free to play, then you're sitting in front of the computer for a fair amount of time, or you know whatever device you're on for a fair amount of time. So you know, I think yes, I should probably make a video with a disclaimer saying, hey, if you're going to do this for free, you definitely can, but it will require you to be in front of your monitor for a little bit of time because you can't just kind of like get up and walk away and let it auto do stuff for you or anything like that right now, especially not for free. So, you know, just a couple things there. But all right, we're going right through this tower, which I love. I can't really picture myself going back and having to start at level one. I mean, eventually, but I just don't like doing this event or not event, the tower without the auto. It's just so much more convenient. Completing 10 quests from Season of Nature 2 event. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait for some more. Let's see, what can we grab over here? Is there anything I want to grab? Okay, we'll grab the potions, and all this stuff is good to go. We can just grab it. The only thing I really like saving is the energies. And so I have my energy still there. We'll leave that there for the time being. We'll collect some of these other items. Let's go to the airship. I can't forget to do that. Maybe that's why I don't care and back off. These days I'm playing Raid Shadow Legends. I've heard of that game. It's a new game. I haven't really played it at all, but I've seen a lot of advertising for that game. So, yeah, a lot going on there. Arachne event is only 12 hours. Oh, wow. 12 hours. Yeah, so wow. It used to be like 48. So they really trimmed down the time on that event, which, all right, fair enough. Um, but that's still a very short one. Live and learn, they say. Absolutely, I guess. So we're going to start this 5-minute one right here. We're going to claim some of these rewards as well. Nice. I like some of the animations where they like fall over like slowly, like when they're defeated. Let's see. We'll also start this 10-minute one, hour 30, and of course we have the 6-hour quest. So we'll start those guys up and let them run. Let's see, who can we upgrade hero-wise, if at all? Fafner's way below. Look at how little completion I have on this guy. It's crazy, at least to me. Where I'm like, wow, I have done absolutely nothing for Fafner, which you know I think that's unfortunate for Fafner, but you know whatever. We can't upgrade everybody. It's just not how these games allow us to operate because we don't have an unlimited supply of resources. So there we go. We've got Fafner upgraded a little bit. We might as well try to help him out with his first skill. Long ways to go there. Phobos, we will, let's see. I want to make sure I'm not wasting materials for another hero. Evening curfew's needed there. Ace in the hole. This item, let's see, create that. The Chalice of Primordials. Still a little ways to go there. It's all right. But we're getting close to Nebula, getting closer to her final form. Long ways to go here as well. Just like some of these, like later, we can create this. Do we do it though? Yeah, I think we do. Create that sphere of power. So now we have to redo our Lemorts, but we're getting closer to creating this light of distant stars for our Lars. So there we go. We got that. We're going to upgrade. We'll do a magic penetration, make him a little bit more magic stronger. Make his magic stronger. There we go. So there we go. We got this going on. At least the emeralds are the main thing of value. Yeah, that's true. 100%. Who just says 300k likes? Jay, if you play Raid Shadow Legends, you'll enjoy it. You can be free to play there, more than in Hero Wars in some ways. All right. Well, at some point, I may have to check it out. I'm not making any promises on that one, but we'll at some point potentially. Definitely, definitely. We're gonna open this chest right here and let's see what we get out of it. Martha Soulstones. Okay. I would have probably been excited if I was a new player. Martha is like one of the best healers in the game, if not the best. A lot of disputes there, I guess. Although I'm not really sure if it's warranted. She's a good healer. Okay, let's see. Ishmael, not a whole lot we can do right there right now. Can we upgrade anything? Not there. Satori, one upgrade here. And really, I'm looking at Satori because I want to finally defeat all the outline bosses. Bottom line is Brog. He's easily defeated with Satori. I mean, granted, I'm sure you can beat him with others, but I've historically done it with Satori. So I'm not really seeing a reason to change that. So we're going to just keep trying to focus on Satori, hammer away at his glyphs. He needs a lot of help with his glyphs, obviously, because I haven't done them. So I'm going to probably try to start using some of these smaller glyphs on him, mainly to try to get him to the point where I can finally take down the last Outland boss. So I'm going to try upgrading each of these to 10 if I can. I think it's pretty doable. Usually the first couple are pretty easy to do, so we'll try doing. Oh, whoop. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this to 10, and I want to see how much of a progress that does for me here. Well, we'll use a couple of the bigger ones, even though I don't really like doing that, but that's okay. I want to get them all to 10. Artifacts. They're not really as far along as I'd like. We'll just evolve these guys. That's fine. Okay, so we've got a little bit there of a upgrade there for our Satori. I want to see how far we get in Outland with this, because I believe he's the only one left, right? So there's nothing here, nothing here. Brog is the last man standing. So I'd like to see how far we get along with him being on our lineup. So let's take a look here. I believe, oh wow, that's big damage against him. He must be very soft. And I say he, I'm talking about Satori, obviously. So here you go. Here's a one attack. Did not as much damage as you'd like. He's going to need a lot more time to build up those fox marks. Albus doing a great deal of damage. We love to see that. Wow. Okay, so basically my whole team needs to have more power right now, it looks like. Satori. Not dealing as much damage as I'd like to see. Obviously, he's not even red yet, so that's another factor. But I want to finish Nebula first, which is why I'm not allowed to quite get to Satori yet. But okay, so we're getting how far is that? 1, 2, 3, not quite a quarter of the way yet. All right, that's probably a quarter, right? At least. So not a whole lot of damage, but we're improving. Also, probably, I mean, Astaroth is probably not a hero I really would like to use, but I don't have too many other options yet, and he does revive my heroes because they're still pretty weak. Why not use Merlin over Albus? Albus deals a little more damage for me right now, but we can try Merlin as well. But I think Albus typically for these bosses is better for me as long as my team can stay alive, which right now it cannot. Surprisingly, this is getting close to half damage. I would say a little under maybe, which I'm impressed by. I didn't think we'd be able to survive this long to do this much damage. Um, and I think Merlin for me doesn't deal as much damage yet, so I really like Albus. And my Albus is pretty strong. So I think that's why I prefer Albus over Merlin. I know you asked about Merlin. But that's just because he's stronger for me right now. So I think we dealt a little more than half damage here, which I'm surprised by. So I just need to deal a little more damage. And if my heroes can survive a little longer, that would be better. So that was more damage than I expected. And this is what, the level 150 boss. So we still have 2 or 3 more we need to beat. Yeah, 150, 155, 160. So 3 more bosses we need to beat. So a little ways away. Lars is obviously, to me, looking a little squishy. But, we can't always do everything about that. We'll go some health here for him as well. But can't get too perfect right now. We're still working on Nebula. Once Nebula's done, we'll go to either Lars or Satori. Let's see. What else can we do for Satori right now? If anything, I don't want to create anything that would destroy my chances of creating another like red item though either. So that's also why I'm hesitant to do too much here. Artifacts are looking like the biggest thing I can do other than this roll branch. So we'll claim these. Emerald Exchange, absolutely. We'll take that. Upgrade Gift of Elements. I guess we can go with Judge since we've been working on him anyway. Slowly but surely, even though, some of the new tactics have definitely been a thing. Dorian and Orion for Brog absolutely could be a feature. It's just right now my Orion's super weak. Like he's even weaker than where I have my Satori, I think. So maybe in due time, but right now, not yet. I don't want to use that yet because I need it for another portion. Hey, Gomer, nice to have you here. Appreciate the sub. Always, always nice to have people joining the live stream. So welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. So we've been talking a little bit about Hero Wars in general, kind of just some general gameplay and some things that I've been doing. We talked a little bit about new players when they start out with some of those events, right? Those are some pretty cool things, at least promo-wise, they give you in terms of having a chance at collecting Arachne Soul Stones, which prior to her being in the Merchant, right? So she's in the Merchant Guild Wars shop available. She wasn't available for a long time. That made her very difficult to acquire. So still a good event though, right? When you're a new player. So we talked a little bit about that. I'm going to pick up this expedition here, the last one that I haven't done. Nice. We got some more Satori fragments, so a little less work for me. Love to see it. And I also mentioned, make sure you always check the Facebook and web pages if you are new to grab those free ERE dolls, right? So I'm going to open these Amon dolls since I have 2 left. I guess we still have 2 left. We'll also open this platinum box. Sometimes there's energy in here, which can be useful. Not this time, but that's okay. Amon dolls, we're going to keep going. We still have 2. There we go. We got 30 Amon Soul Stones. We'll take it. Let me see what else we can do. Well, no, we'll just open these 67 ERE dolls and see what we can do from there. So let's start with that. ERE dolls. So we got 1, 2, we got 44 out of this, and we got some ERE Soul Stones. That's what we want. So we'll just show all, because we know typically what we're looking at is gold ERE Soul Stones, right? We're up to 79 now. We got some more dolls back, and we get some chest seals, which I think suck, because why are we not able to get the evil or light, I say evil, the dark or light Soul Stone seals? I think they should be in these chests. That's just my hot take. As for the actual, like the other parts of the fragments, okay, maybe you don't want those in the chests, but why would you not be able to acquire the seals, which you need like 50 million of, right, to get these last fragments to absolute? Why would those not be allowed to be put in the chests? That's kind of my question. Is like, you need so many of these, right? It's 4 heroes that need the exact same thing. These other items, sure, maybe make it harder by having them only available in the Altar of Elements, but it just doesn't seem right to me. All right, Elemental Spirits. We're going to upgrade the Dark Totem a little bit here since I have some of these Clash of Worlds trophies. We'll also go ahead and upgrade the light one a little bit since I have some left over. But we got our dark one up to level 19 of 120, 101 more levels to go. We'll open some of our spheres at the altar of elements. We got a couple of dark items there. It looks like I still get a lot of the, I hate to say useless, but a lot of items I can't use. Really unfortunate you can't trade those in. I think we should be able to. I need to make a note eventually to Hero Wars about that. I used to have a level 86 Hero Wars account. Just don't play it much anymore. Gotcha. It's a lot of resources. I'm free to play. Absolutely. Free to play is never a bad move. I think it's a good way to play. And I think you learn a lot actually through that and kind of some of the difficulties a lot of people face. And I personally like to kind of relate it back to real world experiences, right? And kind of differences occasionally people will see in the real world where, some people who have a lot and some people who don't. Maybe that's too deep, but sometimes I like to kind of, think about it in that way as well. And sometimes inequality in a way. Sorry, whoa, that was a little bit deeper than we were intending to go, but I still feel like they should add some dark and light stuff to the shop. I know they don't want to do that because it's not as profitable for them, but I think it's wrong of them not to in the future. I think that would drive a lot of players out of Hero Wars and less interest in the game for, players who play normally, because players who are free players actually hold a lot of value as well to Hero Wars, because that's how word of mouth goes to other players, and eventually that's how people who are whales come to the game, who spend more money. So it makes sense that Hero Wars listens to not only the whales but also the everyday free-to-play player, because those are the people keeping Hero Wars in business, really, because Hero Wars needs everyday players to be able to advocate for their game. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and claim this guy here, attach it right there, the Ancestral Anvil. So we got that going on here. Got another level 41 or 42 account. Love it. I agree. If it's an event for Light Titans, the chest should have the items they need. Absolutely. I have too many accounts I should have never made, but a lot of resources within them all. Yeah, I mean, that might be useful in the future if we get a trade feature. I know, actually, the other day, someone showed me their Pokemon Go account. I haven't played that game in a long time. And actually, with Pokemon Go, I guess they have a trade feature now. So if that ever occurs on Hero Wars, it looks like you might have a lot of items to trade around. So, something to keep in mind, I guess. But, well, yeah, we'll open up one resource chest there in the airship. Let's see. Now that we've opened some Iori dolls, sorry, to acquire some soul stones, but hopefully some potions as well. Can we upgrade? We can't even upgrade one level. That's great. All right, let's do the skin one level though, because we can do that. Summoning circle. We'll open up our 20 and hopefully trade these in for the requisite potions that Iori needs to get her to level 81, which will get us the max amount of dolls that we can get for leveling up a Titan with Titan Potion. So there we go. We have some there. I don't know if we'll have enough, but we'll try. We might be just short. Oh, 80, we're just short one level, of course. Of course we are. Classic. All right, that's okay. Let's go to items here. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to use one of these. Well, we have Iari dolls. Let's just open the 44 Iari dolls. Hope that we get some potions, and we'll just keep going. 40 Iari dolls. Hopefully we'll get enough to summon or evolve Iari to 3-star. If not, that would be sad. Because I feel like 3-star Iari should hopefully be the minimum we can get in an event like this, even if we are just playing it free. All right, so we got 14 Iari dolls left. 4 now. And we got 2. So with the 2 left, I'll hold on to those for now. Let's see, Sunbeam. We upgraded a little bit. Yes, we did. We have 200 soul stones. I don't know if that's enough to evolve our Iari, but let's take a look. I just passed my 5th year as a pay to play, and I only have 1 totem at 5 stars. Oh man, that is rough. cracks. I hate to hear that for you, but hopefully you're still enjoying the game. I will say that's some tough luck, but hopefully you're getting some other fragments as well, not just the one totem fragment and only 5 fragments, because I think that would be really tough. But I think, you know, this game can wear on your patience a little bit with the RNG factor. So we'll evolve our Yari. Thank goodness we can get her to 3 stars, not quite 4, but that's okay. She has a very angelic look, which is interesting. We'll have to take a look at some of these attacks as well very soon, but I really would like to get Iari to a point where I can get her to level 81 with Titan Potions. So let's see, what do I don't even know what this Harunian Brews hold. But you know what? I think we might have got enough alternative soul stones here to maybe farm our way to level 81 for Iari. Let's see. No other fragments yet. Wow, okay. So let me get this straight, Prax. Every single time you've opened a fragment, it's been the exact same totem type. That's very lucky if that's the case. And we are, in fact, able to level Iari up to level 81. Congrats. Iari, you are stronger now. Um, wow, that's surprising. Only one is VIP 1. All the others are complete free to play. Hey, yeah, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, you might be smarter than a lot of people who are spending money, because some people who spend money don't always know how to use their funds in the most effective way, which would kind of be a waste of money. So, like, sometimes, in my opinion, when I see someone spend a lot of money on emeralds and they spend all their emeralds on, something like purchasing a new skin, when they could take their time and maybe farm for it, I guess I would consider that maybe not the best use of your funds in that particular instance, because you can eventually farm them. But hey, to each their own. To each their own. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. I need to save some resources for Spooky Fest. Absolutely. I should probably make a video about resources to save. But honestly, one of the biggest things is going to be energy. So if you got your 500 energy from this event, try to save it in your mail for the next event. If you already used it, that's okay. It happens. But another thing to do, obviously, is to try to do not claim your energy recovery. That's something I would avoid doing, because you want to save that for a later time if you can. Let's see if any of these other items make sense. If you know you're a spender of emeralds, I would say don't collect those either yet, and wait until the event ends so that they're in your mail. That way you don't think you have it and you don't try to spend it. That's another tactic I've seen used. So a little nitpick, little bit there. Let's see, expeditions. Those are all running. Fantastic. Merchant, let's take a look here. Big EXP potions. You never know when a new hero is coming out. Collecting soul stones is always a major factor in these types of events. So make sure you have enough resources. Try to start saving up some coins if you haven't already. I personally like to hoard up these a lot. I feel like they're very, very helpful, and plus soul stones, right, are going to be a major factor in these Halloween style events, if I remember correctly. And if not, I'll make a video on it. So hopefully we can cover all of that very, very soon. But yes, all right. Now I really want to see what Iari looks like. So I'm going to do a Titan Challenge, Auto Max, and I'm going to test out actually Amon versus Iari. That is the matchup I want to see. So let's take a look at how this plays out. After the season, hopefully I'll have an absolute water or at least another fragment. Yeah, I think that would be ideal. Vitamin, hello to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. You said, is it cold in the city you live in? Yeah, it's pretty chilly right now. Wow, that was some big hits. Interesting that Iari is healing herself. Amon is dealing some damage, but he's taking a lot more damage as well. These two are very evenly matched, but the healing is really helping out Iari. But yes, it is pretty chilly, I will say. Is Mush on mobile yet or not yet? These light and dark titans are not yet on mobile. but they are coming to mobile. We know that for sure. So that is a factor to keep in mind. Let's see. I want to see how the Dark Titan. Let's see. Let's try Kyros v Amon, and then we'll try it the same with ERE as well. If anything, for Winterfest, if you go for the totem during Spooky Fest, you could. Yeah, you could. Usually there are some sales on that as well. So wow, the attacking Titan always has the advantage. Keep that in mind, right? Even if you are very strong defensively, they always have the advantage. That's just how these Dark and Light Titans work. So the Dark Titans, or the attacking Titans in this case right now, should always have an advantage. Let's see how this one turns out, but um, pretty evenly matched actually. But still, obviously, attacking Titan wins. Okay, fair enough. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the roles, and we're going to have Dark Titans versus one another. So we're going to have Kyros play defense here, and we're going to have Mort attack. So here we go. We're going to have this go, and I would expect Kyros to win personally, and he does. So there we go. So dark versus dark is usually not really the best move. You want to use light versus dark, and obviously light versus light is not great either. You want to use dark versus light. But I'm curious to see also how they factor in. So I know there was some mention of like 4-1 versus 3-2. Which we'll have to take a look at, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second here. But let's take a look at first Amon, and then I want to look at ERE. Then we will wrap up by doing some 4v2 and 3v2 testing, which I'll explain a little bit in a second. So okay, there we go. It looked like Amon got taken down there. Let's see how ERE does, and if ERE fares any better. I mean, Mush the hero, if you didn't already know. I don't believe he's in the game yet. I do know, I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with who you're talking about. Mushi and Shroom is here by Oktoberfest. Yeah, so I didn't see, he's not in the game yet. I'm playing mobile actually on the side here, and he's not in the game yet. Okay, so ERE is the better of the two. So ERE and Kyros are the two better heroes. Makes sense. They got released later. Amon and Mort are, I would say, kind of more support style heroes, not really the most offensive. So if we're looking at matchup, you'd probably want to use ERE and or Kyros, and then another dark or light Titan. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Kyros and ERE are similar to your Vulcan, Nova, and Silva, where you have Mort and Amon being more like your Avalon, Mary, or Ignis. I was like, who's the other one? Yep. So those. So we're still missing a tank, and we're missing a super Titan. So we're missing two of the best Titan types or classes, I guess, in my opinion, so far. So these are going to be some big changes when those guys come into the game. Nope, not hero, but just something to keep in mind. Those are going to be big. So okay, let's start with an Earth team, and obviously on defense, you're kind of in a bad spot. I would say on defense, you probably want to go 4-1. The reason being, if one of your Titans get knocked out, you still have a chance at using a totem. Whereas if you do a 3-2, once one of those Titans gets knocked out, you're donezo. So I want to see how this fares. We'll use 3 Fire Titans, and we'll use 2, because it doesn't really matter. Because they're new, we'll use the Light Titans first. And we'll see how this goes. This should mean that we have 2 totems involved, which is pretty unique. And we'll see how that plays out. And then we'll try it with just a singular one. So you can see we have 2 totems now. And so here goes the fire totem, earth totem, and the light totem hits. But wow, that was very, very slow. And usually your offensive team has an advantage. So right there, not really what you want to see if you are a fire attack user. So let's see. Fire Titans. And we're going to just use one singular. I mean, I almost don't even feel like it's worth using a light Titan or light Titan at this point. But we'll try it out. We'll put a Yari in. But right there, that shows me that Having two totems is not an advantage on offense because defensively, right, they withstood their own. But obviously, that doesn't mean anything if you have a dark or light Super Titan, which I have not yet seen. So I'm not sure exactly how that plays out. But looks like the Earth team's just standing its ground right now, and we'll test it with every single um, combination. So we did have all four of the Fire Titans, and we tested it with Iari. Now we're going to test it with Amon, right? So this is a 4-1 because it has four Fire Titans and one Light Titan, right? So in case you're watching this replay or you don't know, that's kind of what we're talking about here. What's good here, Wars Legacy? Nice to have you here. We are doing a little bit of testing with the new Titans just to kind of see how that impacts gameplay. And so far, right now, not super impressed with the light and dark Titans as they mix in with the current heroes. It just doesn't seem to be a great fit right now. Granted, Clash of Wars you don't really have, or Clash of Worlds you don't really have a option. But right now, what I'm seeing, not super impressed. So there we go. Doesn't look like Light Titans are going to do much damage with the Fire Titan. Let's see how this holds up against a 4-1 with a Dark Hero. So then we'll try 4-1 with a Mort. And then we'll try 3-2, right? Three Fire Titans with the two Dark Titans. And I'm kind of expecting to see more of the same. And if that's the case, it almost doesn't make sense to attack with that team right now. Ooh, this one barely won, right? So that one won barely with I believe a Kyros. So Dark Kyros with the Fire Titans was able to squeak out a win barely. Let's see how Mort goes here. More Iari Hyperion combos in the future. That's probably because of the healing factor, right? So we'll take a look at that. We'll put a fire team out there. Wow, so this one did a lot better with Mort. Let's see. All right, so now we're gonna do. Oh, let's do a fire team on defense with. Let's do Mort. That's our defensive team. I want to see this water team with Iari. Let's see. Let's see how that goes. Because Iari has a ability to heal, right, her fellow Titans, and herself, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but that was what I saw when we did the testing earlier. But we'll see if that helps out Hyperion in the healing aspect of the matchup. So let's see. We are seeing some healing. It looks like a fair amount. And obviously the water totem keeping heroes alive is helpful as well. I actually kind of like this as a team. It is a little scary though. That fire titan or totem is a big damage dealer. It looks like you just barely come out with a win here. Let's see how this fares on defense. Okay, so that's the defensive team. Let's see, Earth Titans. And we're just going to go with a standard attacker squad, and let's see how this plays out. But it's very interesting to see how some of these guys play out. So far, I mean, I don't dislike this team. I just feel like it's still a little bit weaker than I would like. The healing is good, but not great. So let's see. And after this, right, we will do one attack against Osh, right? Just so I don't forget about that. And then we will have our picker wheel up, and we'll have one Facebook and one web winner. So that is kind of the game plan for the rest of this stream. But yeah, it looks like Earth Team's not really having too much problems with the amount of healing that is going on. So right now I would say it's still early days for some of these light and dark Titans. I'm not really sure how they're going to fit in, but I think the supers and potential tanks could disrupt things as well. If you pair up a tank with maybe a Iari or Kyros, and maybe maybe do Super Titan in there at some point too. Super Titans are always strong, as you know. Eden Araji, Hyperion, Beasts. So, all right, did not impact too much there, I would say, on the current gameplay, but could be something to keep an eye out for in the future. So we're going to go to Asgard, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to battle Osh one time after we do some minor things here, like grab some items from the Astral Seer. Got to get our free items. Why wouldn't we? I don't know. There we go. Spin number 1, spin number 2, spin number 3. We'll probably do about 4. Well, we'll do 5. So we'll leave 2 of these for later. One more. We'll leave 1. Okay. So there is that. We got some items there. We want to go to the Ascension Spire first. Your testing matches with the testing Olympus did. The new Titans are not that great. Here's what I'm going to say. So I don't know if I agree that they're not that great. I'd say that they're not effective yet. Um, because effective and great are kind of two different terms. Great can mean a lot of different things, whereas effective is like how much damage they're dealing or um, playability at this time, right? Because you never know in the future if they tweak a couple of things, they might be a lot more playable or more effective, as they say. So you never know. I'm not going to count anyone out yet. Hero Wars does like to adjust things, and with these new Titans, you never know what's really going to happen here. So we're going to upgrade Nebula a touch here, smidge. So there's that. We have 947 of these. Great Tree of Wisdom. What do you have for me? Let's see, what can we upgrade, if anything? Obviously, I'm kind of thinking about even upgrading the Magic Attack Titans because it's almost like you have so many in that category that upgrading that particular faction just does so much more for you and more heroes than any other one, which is tough because it's also like you have the Isaac, right, who's a stopper of stuff like that, but I don't know, it's tough. I have been trying to save for my warrior branch, but I'm kind of like I've been waiting for so long. I want to upgrade this one because I do have Satori and some of my other magic attackers on my other teams, so we don't want to leave anyone behind. So maybe we'll get it up a little bit here, level 20, call it good. So there we go, level 20 for everything, and our weakest one is a control branch, which has not that many heroes right now that are strong for me, so we can always come back to that a little bit later. Let's go to the guild raid. Do we have any idea when the rest of Titans will be released? Yeah, so though we already know that they're not going to be released prior to the new year, so my guess would be that a realistic time for them to release them would be potentially, at least to release 2 of them during Hero War's birthday. I think that's the most logical thing for them to do. I think it would be really a silly opportunity lost if they did not do it at that time. I think it makes a lot of um, fiscal and um, just logical sense for them to release some Titans at that time. I don't know. That's my thoughts. But we shall see. So here we go. We got some action against Osh. We'll see if I can deal a million damage. That's going to be a tall task. Typically with these, we did 3 mil. I've been finding that I've been kind of unable to do that much damage to this level 160 Osh. He's just really strong for my team. But yeah, we're getting better. I guess I'm seeing a slight improvement in our attack every time. Granted, I don't have any buffs, so I guess in the future maybe buffs would help. But I don't really want to spend that much gold every single week. I just don't. So we'll take our rewards here and see what we can do with them in a little bit of a later time. But we got some nice rewards. You can't complain too much. Boom, 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 boom. Claim. Claim, claim. Yeah, 10 million damage might be tough for us with level 160 Osh, but that's okay. All right, so there we go. We've got one of our hits in there. We're going to claim that. Weekly rewards. Always like these. They have some nice little extra rewards I always need. Nice. All right, so there's that. And let's go to our picker wheel so we can have some winners. When is Hero's birthday? Hero's birthday, I believe, is in, I want to say like March. It's right around March. So that would probably be like almost 6 months away. I would say it would be when we would see that. But I don't think they would drop all of them at that time. I also wrote to CM and asked them to tell the developers it could be changed to one game in 3 days because one game in 2 days is very tiring. You're kind of talking about Clash of Worlds. Absolutely. The event would be next year, but forget the month it lands on. Yeah, I mean, we don't know for sure, but I would say that makes sense. But I don't think they'll release the next four in a row. I think that would be a little too much, um, in my opinion. Plus, they still have to release new pets, new heroes, and stuff like that. It's just there's a lot that they need to do still. So never quite really know where Hero Wars heads at. But anyway, we're gonna have one winner for Facebook and web today. So we're gonna open our Sunday Facebook list, and we're gonna go right there. So good luck to everybody who is entered into the contest. Our first winner is Daddy Do. I was just messaging you the other day. Congratulations, you are our lucky winner. So, I think you're actually here too. But yeah, congratulations, you are our lucky winner. We also have another one as well. Let's see, it is for web, and our web winner is going to be Small P. So Small P, you are our lucky web winner. Congratulations to Daddy Do and Small P. Y'all are our lucky winners for this Sunday, October 23rd stream. We'll be having more winners next weekend. So we'll have two more, right? One for Saturday, one for Sunday for Facebook and web. And so we'll definitely be doing that. Francis, do you think we will have a repeat of some of the new Titan events in January after Winterfest if they wait until March for Tank Super Titans? Um, that I do not know. And what I'm going to say is I think they should, but I think it's more likely we will see something like the Water, Earth, or Fire Titans that we have. Those types of events we would have for a light or dark Titan. I think that would make sense. Or they could do a dual event, right, where they only have those two Titans that they've released and have an event like that, but probably 2 or 3 months down the line. So, yes, hopefully that makes sense. And yes, congratulations again to our winners. Thank you guys to everyone who hung out here on stream and hit that like button. It's much, much appreciated. Always love hanging out with you here on this live stream, and we'll be live again next weekend. Hopefully, we'll have some video content out this week as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this stream, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon in Dominion.